I'm Colleen and welcome to my channel. I've never met a sparkle that I didn't like and a bully that I did, because being mean is not cool. Awesome people are not mean, so be kind all the time. So welcome to another day of Colleen's Creeptober and another episode of Friday Frights. For this Friday Frights, I thought I would talk about another spooky ritual game that you probably shouldn't play. This one I thought would be interesting to talk about because you could only play this one on Halloween, and since Halloween is only about a week away now, a little over a week, like a week and 2 days, I thought I would share this now in case you wanted to be brave or stupid and play this game. This is called the Jack-o'-lantern game, and I thought it was cool because it was about jack-o'-lanterns, and you know, what's more Halloween than a jack-o'-lantern? This is another kind of summoning kind of game. I think a lot of the ritual games are summoning kind of games. I just thought this was neat because it does involve like a jack-o'-lantern. If you don't, actually, before I get into it, I wanted to just throw in the history of jack-o'-lanterns. I don't have it in front of me, so I'm just going to go from what I remember. It goes from the story, I believe, of Stingy Jack. And Stingy Jack, I think this is in Ireland or something back long ago, had met the devil in a bar and had drinks with him. And he convinced the devil to transform himself into a coin so that Jack wouldn't have to pay for his drinks. So the devil, for some reason, did this, but Jack didn't pay for his drinks, and he actually took the coin, put a silver cross on it, and kept it in his pocket so that the devil couldn't transform back into his actual form. And before he did this, he actually asked the devil, when he made this deal with him, if he did this, you know, you wouldn't come for my soul or anything like that. I'd have no repercussions for this, you know, blah, blah, blah. And the devil agreed to it. So he did. Well, finally, he released the devil one day and he went on. And then another year, a couple of years later, he somehow ran into the devil again, and he convinced the devil to climb up an apple tree with the same stipulation. I forgot why he had him climb up the apple tree. I don't remember. That, you know, you'll do this for me and you won't come for my soul when I die, blah, blah, blah. I don't know why the devil kept like falling for this. This doesn't really make the devil seem like very smart in this story, but whatever. So the devil climbed to the top of the apple tree. Little did he know, Jack carved a cross into the tree so the devil couldn't climb down, so he was stuck there for a while. Well, once again, Jack finally released the devil, and the devil went away, and then Jack lived his life. And when Jack passed away, he was not the, you know, nicest person. So when he passed away, he wasn't allowed to enter the lovely pearly gates of heaven. God was like, absolutely not. Well, the devil, unlike Jack, kept his word, and he was like, no, I told you I wasn't going to take your soul down to hell with me. So all he did was he gave Jack, I believe it was like a lump of coal that had like a little ember into it, and said you have to just walk around, or Jack decided he had to walk around for the rest of eternity, I guess like in a purgatory on Earth. And Jack apparently put the coal, I believe it was originally in like a gourd. I think jack-o'-lanterns were originally gourds. They weren't pumpkins. I think they became pumpkins when they were in the US or something. I don't remember. I'm so sorry. And he carries that around with him as his light while he walks around for eternity, because he can't go into heaven and he can't go into hell. And in Irish folklore, I think it's in Irish folklore, they would use, like when they would see mysterious lights on bogs or on lakes or on ghost ships, they'd always say like, that's Jack and his lantern. And it became Jack-o'-lantern throughout the years. And people started putting, I think, lights in gourds for, I don't know, I think it's sometimes like to ward off spirits, this and that. And eventually it evolved into jack-o'-lanterns for Halloween. So yeah, that is my very rough story of the history of jack-o'-lanterns. If you just type in Stingy Jack in Google, you'll definitely hear the whole story. And it's a really interesting story. I love how it went from Jack and his lantern to Jack-o'-lantern. Just pretty cool. So anyway, I'm going to stop rambling, and we're going to go get into creating a look and talking about the jack-o'-lantern ritual. So this is another game that you only need one player for. So we need one player, you need a red candle, matches or a lighter. I feel like we're just repeating the other one. A sheet of paper, a piece of black chalk, a hollowed out pumpkin, and it specifies do not carve a face into the pumpkin, leave its surface, you know, just as it is. An alarm clock, A dark, quiet room where you are unlikely to be disturbed. It said this room must be located in your own home, and you also need salt. Now the instructions for this game are that you're supposed to begin this at 11 p.m. on October 31st. You have to bring your supplies to your chosen room, close the door behind you, draw the curtains, or otherwise block the windows as completely as possible. Then you have to set your alarm clock to go off at midnight. Draw a pentagram on the sheet of paper using the black chalk. Place the pumpkin in the center of the pentagram. Remove the top of the pumpkin and place it aside. And place the candle inside the pumpkin. Remember, you already cleaned out the pumpkin and everything. You light the candle, you leave the top of the pumpkin off, and you turn the lights off. Then you need to position yourself near the piece of paper, pumpkin, and pumpkin top, near enough that you can reach all these objects without needing to reach too far. When you are positioned correctly and settled comfortably, draw a circle of salt around yourself on the floor. Then you have to repeat the following chant 4 times aloud in total. I invoke all demons possess this object. Bring life to jack-o'-lantern. I pray, I wish, I pray, I wish, I pray, I wish, I pray, I wish. And you repeat that 4 times, and then you wait. Just the fact that you're calling a 4th demons just absolutely is a no for me. Absolutely not. If nothing has changed, the ritual has failed. Your opponent has chosen not to come. Do not proceed. Extinguish the candle. Place the top back on the pumpkin. Turn on the lights and depart from the room. Return after the sun has risen and remove the pumpkin from the premises. Dispose of it far away from your home as possible. You may try again next year with a different pumpkin. If, however, you feel the temperature drop in the room, the ritual has succeeded and your opponent has arrived. You may now proceed. So now it's time for the main event. So now you have to sit quietly but pay attention and remain inside the salt circle. You may hear a rustling whisper rising up out of the darkness. Remain calm. Do not move out of the salt circle. You may feel a cold breath emerge from the darkness and dance across your back and neck. Remain calm. Do not remove from the salt circle. You may see a faint outline of a figure in the darkness just beyond the light of the candle. Again, remain calm and do not remove yourself from the salt circle. Your opponent will try as hard as he or she can to draw you out of your salt circle. Whatever you sense, whatever you feel, whatever you experience, remain calm. Do not move from the salt circle. Actually, do not move from the salt circle under any circumstance until the alarm clock has gone off. So remember, you had set this at 11, and this is going from 11 to 12, I believe, if I remember the rules right. So the way to close out the game is as soon as the alarm clock sounds, quickly grab the pumpkin top you previously set aside and place it securely back on the pumpkin. Wait until the whisper recedes. Wait until the temperature warms. Wait until the figure fades. Wait. When you sense the room has returned to normal, remove the top from the pumpkin. If the candle has gone out, your opponent has departed, and you may proceed. If the candle is still lit, your opponent has not departed. Place the pumpkin top back on the pumpkin immediately. Do not move from the salt circle. Wait a few moments more, then remove the top of the pumpkin and check the candle again. Repeat this process until when you remove the top of the pumpkin, you find the candle has gone out. Once this occurs, you may proceed. When the candle has gone out, you may safely step outside of the salt circle, turn on the lights, and open the door to the room. Remove the pumpkin from the room and dispose of it immediately, ideally by taking it as far away from your home as possible and destroying it. But if the candle never goes out, it just says, "I'm sorry, I'm sorry." Some additional notes for it. It says that the ritual must be performed in your own home. It says it's not required, but it is recommended that you clear the space of any other people or pets before beginning. Should you choose not to clear the space of others before beginning, do not open the door to the game room before completing the ritual in its entirety. To do so would put anyone else in your home in terrible danger. It says once the main event has begun, be wary of what you see and experience. You may not necessarily be able to trust your own senses. Your opponent is clever and capable of a great deal of manipulation. I guess the point of this game is to get you to move from your salt circle before the alarm goes. So just don't move for like an hour. It also says after successfully completing the ritual, do not allow a Halloween to go by without lighting a jack-o'-lantern. A proper jack-o'-lantern with a hollowed out inside and a face carved into its sides in or near your home. Always light the jack-o'-lantern. Do not forget. For if you should, your opponent may invite himself back inside, and this time you might not be able to get him to leave. So this is my finished look right here. So what did you think of the jack-o'-lantern ritual? Is this something you guys have heard of before? Is it something you guys have tried? Is it something you are willing to try? I would not try this game. If there's brave souls out there who would, I would definitely love to hear your experience. I just don't want to try anything that summons any type of demons or something like that. I just thought it was really interesting to share this game on my channel. I, of course, will link the website that I got all the information from below in the description box in case you are interested in playing this ritual or just finding out more about it. Like I've said in previous videos, Halloween rituals or just supernatural rituals in general interest me, but I really don't want to participate in most of them. I think most of them are really dangerous. It's just, they are interesting though, and I always love to know the origins of where these come from. A lot of these come from, I know, like creepypasta forums on Reddit and things like that, so it's just interesting to me. But anyway, I will stop rambling. So anyway, my celestial cupcakes, that is it for this video. So if you liked this video, please feel free to give it a like. If you really like this video, please feel free to subscribe. If you want to do either one of those things, that is totally fine. I thank you so much for stopping by and spending this minute with me. I really appreciate it. I will still send you tons of happy thoughts and positive vibes your way just for stopping by. So thank you. As always, I will have everything that I'm wearing on my face, as well as my Twitter and Instagram handles listed below in case you'd like to follow me there. I post pictures of looks that I do not film, as well as pictures of my pets, because I think they are adorable. But of course, we are all biased when it comes to our fur babies, but oh well. So anyway, from one makeup lover to another, I hope you guys have a fantastic day. And remember, be you, do you, love you. Bye!